Alright, it's PlayStation time, everyone. It's PlayStation time. PlayStation obviously doing a new live stream. There's been like 3 more versions since this. But this is where PlayStation is at with people. I think especially these first 3. Is that PlayStation, what they are currently being thought of as is they launched Concord, which was a year that took like 8 years to make. It was millions of dollars. They had a ton of brand integrations and years of story planned. They launched it and then shut it down like a month later, completely giving refunds. Then they did Astrobot, which was a surprise hit that everyone loved. And I mean, I thought it was good too, but it was like 8 out of 10 in my opinion, hot take. But then now, more recently, they announced the PS5 Pro and its exorbitant pricing, which everyone has already dunked on to no end. And then of course there's been new things of like other game coming out that apparently is good, this coming out. I mean, I'm not opposed to a Zero Dawn remaster, but I feel like they should be focusing their efforts on something else rather than just remaking the same games. Like make another Horizon game rather than a remaster. But then the PlayStation 30th Anniversary Collection, which has nice skins that people like, but it still doesn't excuse the $700 price. And then there was something else that came out that people were also like, it's so over. PlayStation is currently in a hard spot because they don't have a lot going for them. The whole thing is that it's like they won this console generation by having a lot stronger of sales, but they haven't really done anything with that. There are only a select few games that have come out that have been PS5 exclusives, like Astrobot was one of those. Astro's, Demon Souls, Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 2 Remastered. I guess that's it. But that isn't a lot of games. Like out of these, I think the ones people were most hyped for. Demon Souls is a remaster, I think. Yeah, it's a remake of Demon Souls by FromSoft. Final Fantasy has its own niche, but that's relatively small. People also didn't like Spider-Man 2 because they thought it wasn't innovative enough. So it's really just Astros. And all the memes about how the PlayStation 5 doesn't have any games, which is a very common meme you see. Yeah, you have a PS5, but what games do you have to play on there? It's all old stuff. Really, the only one that has been breaking that meme has been Astrobot. But Astrobot was relatively simplistic. Now PlayStation is trying to announce the upgraded version of their console so that you can go and play all your PlayStation games with even better graphics. But it's like, what better graphics are there to find? In the original PlayStation 5 announcement trailer, they only showed games that were like PS4 games because there's not that many PS5 games. It's like all of these like games that aren't PS5 exclusives that were maybe originally made for PS4, like this, which is another fucking Last of Us remaster. Like, sure, the graphics look better. Well, they only look marginally better, right? Let me Google the definition of marginally. Yeah, they only look marginally better. Like in all the side-by-side things, people were saying like this only barely looks different. Like, yeah, there is a bit more detail on these people, but they put up the 5-foot hoop over themselves and now everyone has taken their turn dunking on them because truly they're not releasing that many games. I mean, no one's really releasing games right now. No one's releasing games, actually. No AAA studio is releasing games, now that I think about it. Yeah. They're not. Xbox is still kind of licking their wounds with the Series X and trying to hype up Game Pass, and Nintendo is holding back until they showed the Switch 2. I mean, they have that new Zelda that's being played by Zelda, but like that's not AAA, that's like AA. That's not like a mainline game. It's a more of a lighthearted spin-off kind of thing. So no one's making games. No one is making games, but Sony at the same time is trying to be like, hey, here's a new console to play all your games on. It's like, what games, dude? Like, I have a PS5. I'm not fucking upgrading. When it was the PS4 generation, I kicked myself for not upgrading to the PS4 Pro because I always wanted to have like the best of the best, but it's like, I don't see any use. Like, what actual benefit am I going to get from getting the PS5 Pro for a $700 price point? I don't know. So I think this is just them essentially needing to prove that like they have shit coming out that makes the PS5 purchase worthwhile. So we'll see if they're able to do that. Is it just a trailer for Astrobot? Because I'll be honest, I don't think they need that. Oh, they were talking about doing like a DLC or something for Astrobot. I guess this is probably that. 5 new online speedrun levels. That could be fun. I think especially if they do some kind of level builder thing, then that would also be big. It just seems like this is only exclusive, or a few. free add-on. Yeah, all right.
We couldn't be happier with the reception to Astrobot and to see how much joy Astro is bringing
Yeah,
to all around the world.
everyone is surprised by
On behalf of
Astro's
Team
reception.
While I was in the black, I had a dream. And on you go.
I mean, this is an interesting art style, but what's the gameplay look like? Okay, but what is this gameplay? Play on PS5. There we go. Alright, I mean, that looks neat, but like, it just looks like a walking sim.
Mother always said monsters didn't exist. They live inside our heads.
Freaky monster. What is this? This looks like some weird vibe or mixture of like Death Stranding, but with Dark Souls combat. Is this like some series I just don't know? Cause like, what is this? Hell Is Us? I feel like everyone is just so oversaturated in games now. Everyone's already picked their live service game, and so now it's just dealing with new waves of stuff. I feel like everyone, like we're all oversaturated. We're at the point where indie games are thriving, and that's because indie games are coming up with new, unique ideas. And these all just look like generic AAA games. I mean, I don't know, maybe this is the first action-adventure PSVR game, but like, if you make this like a fucking first-person shooter, no one is gonna touch it, I feel like. I mean, maybe they would, I don't know, maybe I'm just being an asshole. Let me go back to 1080. Pal World? It's Pal World! Damn, Pal World is just not backing down to the Nintendo lawsuit. Fuck, I need to play Pal World. I don't know, I feel like the fact that that Pal World is doing all of these like integrations, or like the fact that they're on Game Pass, the fact that they're now going to be on PlayStation, makes me speculative of how the lawsuit is going to come out, like what the result is going to be. Because if it was just some shitty little Steam game, I wouldn't be surprised that like they just get obliterated in court. But these other companies are seemingly putting confidence in them.
Which adds Mondo Gecko and Mona Lisa as playable characters.
Who the fuck is Mondo Lecco and Mona Lisa?
Both of these updates arrive later today.
Oh, they're going for the Nintendo now of saying, here's shit that's out right now. Sonic!
I've taken on another form?
Is that Keanu?
And yes, you heard right. Keanu Reeves is joining Sonic X Shadow Generations as part.
I find it interesting how the three big gaming console companies, that being Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox, are essentially like a gradient scale of embracing Japanese, or like a Japanese focus and an American focus. Or maybe not focus, but like, you know, like Nintendo much more is like they try to do for the Japanese audience with a lot of their like Fire Emblem shit, or a lot of those kinds of games, just like that, a lot more of that art style. And then you see like Xbox, which is like so much more like, yeah, America, Halo, and then Sony right in the middle.
Get ready!
Orders! Ready, ballistas!
That was not great matching to like dialogue. They don't have facial expressions, that's why.
Come on. Hit the wings!
This trailer feels off to me.
Second detachment! Flank on the walls!
It seems like they're going for like the super cinematic trailer that you'll see from like, yeah, they definitely are, from like old Blizzard games, but then they're not really having the proper art detail to back it up. I yawn, that's what I do, just make me yawn. I actively sleep from this. Next! Give me the next. What's that video of the monkey? They're just like bored. Next. Alright, well this is going. I'm gonna look up something nice on Twitter. People are accusing the Thunderbolts trailer of of being AI generated because someone has a 6th finger. Epic Games? Man, how the fuck did people notice that?
If I had
There's like technically 6 there. What is this? Is it an epic horror game? How will this impact Fortnite's lore? Do you think it's Midas at the end of the tunnel? And he's gonna say, I'm Midas from Fortnite. Oh, wow. Damn, I should have fucking called that. When they said Epic, I thought to myself, what games does Epic have? And I could only think of Fortnite and Alan Wake. This is a VR Hitman. Everyone hated this when it came out. Yeah, that really looks intuitive. I feel like you can't, we're not at the point yet where you can use VR to make like serious things. Like it's still kind of clunky and goofy. Maybe Alex is the exception. Half-Life Alex and like Super Hot are the exceptions. But like this doesn't exactly seem fluid.
Few know the truth.
It's the Legend of Chima.
Stood with my soul changed. I was not prepared for what lay beyond this threshold.
They keep doing shots like this and I can't tell what is the remaster and what is the original version. Like, is that the remaster or not? I mean, I don't even know what this original game is. Like, is that the remaster? Because it seems like the remastered shots all have, like, don't have anti-aliasing. But look, they're trying to do a PS5 Pro and they're still releasing shit on the 4?
Games from the original PlayStation era also inspired Fear the Spotlight from Blumhouse Games. It brings atmospheric polygonal scares to PS5 and PS4 on October 22nd.
I mean, this looks neat. But this is probably also like a Steam game.
So happy.
Yeah, that looks kind of neat.
At last, we returned to
Why didn't they
our
give that more fucking time rather than the upteenth everyone fighting a giant monster?
Epic Games brings a split-screen mode to LEGO Fortnite this October. This feature enables friends and family to
Bro, that looks
explore
like
the world and build
ass.
villages together while playing on the same PS5 or
That looks like
PS4.
ass. Why'd they do it like
And
that?
another Fortnite. It's 1 versus 1,000 in Dynasty Warriors Origins. And Koei Tecmo Games is ready to share the release.
I'm guessing this is a Hyrule Warriors type game, whatever that combat counts as. Yeah, this is exactly that. I feel like these kinds of games, I personally am not interested. Like a lot of the JRPGs and like these style, like I don't. And honestly, a lot of these games, not even just those. Honestly, a lot of the games they're showing, it's just like I know I don't care about. Like this just isn't interesting, and I don't think I would think it's probably not interesting to most people. I think the only way that these games actually gain a wider audience is if they have good word of mouth. So like, are these heater games? I don't know until people play them, and then maybe it expands past it. But
Imagine the whole thing.
it's another Last of Us. Oh, this is like, what is it? Monster Hunter, probably.
So, Captain, what's your
Yeah.
team been getting up to?
It's so crazy. They have a whole game series about mystically hunting monsters. And that's just like the whole shtick. And it's like, yeah, we're gonna invade these environments and just kill these fucking things. Because hunting is based. You know, all the previous things they showed didn't convince me, but now I want the PS5 Pro so I can see these monsters in even higher res. At an even better frame rate. Like, why are we giving this so much time? I don't know. I mean, probably the sales reflect that this just does better than the ones they're skimping. But, like, I would have so much rather seen that Blumhouse game.
It seems we must do a more thorough investigation.
What is that?
Like, did they do mocap for... I don't know. In my mind, mocap should be, like, the bare minimum for AAA cutscenes now. But at least with, like, faces or stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm not even much of a graphics guy, but I feel like it's just because we've seen how good mocap cutscenes are, it's hard to go back to not that. Oh my god, a pre-order bonus. Whoa! Oh my god, even more. That's so cool. Hi.
モンスターハンターワイルズプロデューサーのつごとです。本作の発売日が2025年2月28日。
Thank you for that confirmation. If you didn't confirm it, I would have never known. Have they even mentioned the PS5 Pro once so far? Alright, I assume they got maybe one more batch and then big trailer? Oh no, this is big trailer.
Look at those chompers.
Oh, it is the Lego Horizon game.
Let's get started. I don't know what that is. That
Dude, that's fucking Sackboy. Put respect on his name.
And Aloy has more good news on the horizon.
New game? New game? New game?
Aloy's original adventure, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, includes more than 10 hours of re-recorded conversation mocap. And
Oh, that's
countless
actually
graphical
good.
Improvements that bring the game to the
Okay,
same
you know
visual
what? I'm on
fidelity
board.
as
The lack of mocap on the Horizon Conversations drove me nuts. I mean, I'm not gonna get it, but I'm happy they're making it so that if I do want to replay it at some point.
Horizon Zero Dawn will arrive October 31st. And anyone who owns the original PS4 version of the game will be able to upgrade to the new PS5 version for $9.99.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, that's really nice because it's just a direct market comparison. Snake Eater.
Sci-Fi Worlds Collide.
Didn't they announce like a Metal Gear remaster? When's that coming out? That's a game. PlayStation Plus.
First, your monthly games for October are WWE 2K24,
Sleep.
Dead Space, and Doki Doki Literature Club Plus.
All right.
These will be available to all PlayStation Plus members starting October 1st.
I'll make sure to log on and download those.
Meanwhile, our library of PlayStation classics continues to grow. With 2 more Naughty Dog fans know September 26th is The Last of Us Day, and we're celebrating by adding the critically acclaimed PS5 hit The Last of Us Part 1 to the PlayStation Plus game catalog this Thursday.
Dog, the original version was already on the classic catalog. New DualSense. Wow, it's purple. Wow, it's white. Just another white one. Wow, it's green. Really? 3? You're not even gonna go for 4 to match the buttons? You stick all your marketing around the fucking buttons. You're not even gonna do 4? Oh, is it just matching PS5s now in the same color scheme? Bro, who was gonna buy a green PS5? Like, really?
Hi everyone.
Hi
I'm Mark
everyone.
Cerny. We recently revealed the newest addition to the PlayStation 5 family, PS5 Pro.
You think they're gonna address the
alongside
price?
Several games showcasing the superior frame rates and improved graphics
Yeah,
that
but
the new
who
console
cares?
makes possible. But in the meantime, here's a look at some of the games that are being enhanced for the new console, including a few titles that we're revealing for the very first time today.
Alright, let's see. Alright, Final Fantasy, We Sleep. Forbidden West. Okay. Turismo. Legacy 2. Survivor's interesting. Snake Eater? Is that the... Are they... Is that the remaster? Is that the remaster? Great. Vertical stand sold separately. Is that it? Oh no, one final game. Huh. Maybe Ghost of Tsushima 2? That's my bet. Yep, that's my bet. Is sequel about girl? I don't know, I only played through like the first 3 hours of Ghost of Tsushima. No, this has gotta be... Right? It's gotta be... You get dog companion? Yeah, there we go. 2025? Well, I guess we're at the end of 2024, let's be honest. Alright. Huh. Not the biggest. Not the biggest. PlayStation. I don't know. Not the best PlayStation. I feel like PlayStation's always not that great with their presentations though, let's be honest. Like that was a fine one to end on, but I feel like their first one wasn't that good. I feel like they needed another announcement in there. Oh dude, what happened to the KOTOR game? PlayStation has so many announced games that they haven't gone back to. At least Nintendo has indicated recently that they are coming back to Prime 4. I can't think of any other old Nintendo games that they've announced but haven't come back to yet. And I mean, sure, it's good that they're not crunching out their developers. But like, y'all ain't got no games. They had the KOTOR remake announcement, the Snake Eater one. When is have they released another trailer for Snake Eater? I feel like I haven't heard anything about it since their initial trailer. Its initial release 2024. According to GameStop, releasing November 17th. They didn't give that date though. Yeah, release date to be announced. Like I would have thought they would have focused on that more. They only had it as like little clips in the fucking thing. Oh, I guess there was some more previews like a month or so ago. I feel like even a trailer for that rather than a Astro expansion would go better. I don't know. I think even restructuring it so you have the Lego Horizon as first thing rather than the Astro expansion. I mean, the Astro expansion is fine, but I think put that as a midpoint. I'm interested in, what was it? Ghost of Yote? Ghost of Yote. Like that's, I'm interested in. Oh yeah, what about the Insomniac Wolverine game? That's another game they've announced. They also said they're gonna do Last of Us 3, I think. Or maybe they said they just said that the show was gonna go past the games. But I think they said Last of Us 3. Or like, hell, even another Uncharted. I don't give a shit about Uncharted, but like people do. I mean, interesting presentation, but I don't know if Ghost of Yote is gonna, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ghost of Yote is gonna convince people to get a PS5. I don't know what is gonna convince people to get a PS5. People still don't want to get a PS5 Pro, I mean. I don't know if Ghost of Yote is gonna convince them. People still don't want a PS5. Just recently, a friend of mine was convinced to get the PS5 normal because of Astro. I mean, maybe people will like Ghost of Yote, and that'll help. But when does the 5 Pro come out? November 7th, and they're not, they should have done it as a same release as Ghost of Yote. But instead November 7th, which is what? That's like, they had some other game that was supposed to be coming out November 7th. Metro Awakening. Is it really just the Awakening VR? Was that the thing? Yeah. Well then that you don't even need the Pro for because it's just the VR. How is PlayStation going to release a console which very much dominated this generation and then follow it up with a like mini release console which is going to flop? Who is going to buy a PS5 Pro? I don't think anyone is. I genuinely don't think anyone is, especially at that price point. Like fuck me, how much was the PS5 originally? $450 for the Slim, only $470 for the disc, so nearly a $300 markup. How much was the Xbox X? Series X was $500. If Nintendo comes out with the fucking Switch 2 and it's like $400, I think they clear. I mean, it would be even better if it was like $350 or something, but I doubt they'll do that since the OLED was $350. Dude, a $700 price point is just crazy. That's crazy. I remember people still being shocked when it was like, I think, what was the original release price of the PlayStation 5? Originally it was $500 and the digital was $400. I feel like people even shuddered when the normal price came out. For $500? Like, I certainly remember them being scared of $600, but $700? I feel like if their goal of the state of play today was to justify a purchase of the PS5 Pro, I feel like they failed at that. I just think they did. They didn't present a good argument of why to do the PS5 Pro, because I feel like there isn't a good argument. I feel like we're getting to the roof of how good graphics can be. Will people really notice the difference between, I mean, I don't know. I feel like people won't notice after 4K. Like, does it really matter if it's 8K? You know? I feel like HDR, sure, but like 8K, I feel like we're hitting the roof. Frame rate, I think once you get to 60 or 120, then also similarly hitting the roof. I feel like some people notice a difference between 60. I mean, some people don't even notice frame rate in the first place. It's only capital G gamers who recognize frame rate differences. Like, I don't know where the future consoles go from here. Straight up. I don't. I think that's why a lot of companies are trying to pivot into VR, because that's an entirely different avenue. And I think Xbox is correct for their pivot into cloud gaming, because I think ultimately that's more the future than continuing to have a home console. But like, I feel like the PS5 is a dying breed that is certainly successful at the moment, but the style of the PS5 of continuing to just have like great AAA games, people are starting to get a little tired of them. Like Palworld has like very noticeable polygons. Lethal Company has a very simplistic pixelated art style. And like those two were huge games. I don't know.